What is going on, everybody? Carter here with Edged Mindset. I would like to take a second to show some appreciation to everybody out there that gives me love, everybody that subscribes, likes, notifications, leaves comments, everything like that. When I throw up stupid polls on YouTube and you guys answer them, it's really, really awesome. So thank you so much for everybody that participates and all that nonsense. I really, really like it. Today we are looking at probably my most recommended Chaves Knives model. Now this is interesting because if you watch the unboxing on this, which went off the rails, by the way, if you want to see a video where it starts off as one thing, it was supposed to just be an unboxing. Before you knew it, I had this thing taken apart. It's full of gunk, full of garbage. Crazy video. Go watch that one. But I almost didn't even shoot that unboxing video because I was like, I've done a lot of Chaves videos. I wanted to pick this up because I wanted to try it. It's the smallest Chaves that I have ever put my hands on. And I think take that back. I think he has done a smaller version, but I think this is the smallest frame lock version he's done in the production line. I believe that's true. I wanted to try it out. I wanted to get my hands on it, see if I liked it. And I also really liked the exclusive milling on here, but I thought, people have seen so many Chaves on my channel. I don't really have anything interesting to say. I wasn't even going to shoot that unboxing, but I was like, just turn on the camera. If it's stupid, I'll delete it. If not, I'll keep it. But this knife ended up being like one of my favorite Chaves models out there. A knife that I was reluctant to even try ended up being my favorite model out there. So it has taken the moniker, it's taken the, what's the word I'm looking for? It's taken, the scapegoat used to be my favorite Chaves production knife, and now it is the RCK9. This thing is absolutely amazing. So now that I've got that out of the way, I've rambled and gushed on about this knife. Let's talk about why I think it's amazing. But first, let's do some sizes. Yeah, let's do sizes. I'm just so excited to talk about this knife. It's pretty rare that things kind of surprise me. And a lot of it's just me, my preconceived notions on this knife. Not so much that it's that amazing, but just it just kind of took me off guard. So 3¼ inch blade, 7¼ inch overall. So not what I was expecting to kind of surprise me. On the smaller side for me. I like my knives big traditionally. Here's a size comparison with the Paramilitary 2. You can see smaller than a Paramilitary 2. What else we got here? We've got the Reate Rhino, just for funsies, about the same size as the Reate Rhino. I mean, very small difference there. And then just for random, right? A lot of people are going to be like, why are you showing that knife? I don't even know what that is. This is the Arcane Designs Creature. It is a large knife, like 3.75 inch blade, so quite a bit bigger than the RCK9. I apologize if I kind of stutter on that name. For some reason, RCK9 just does not roll off my tongue and does not stick in my brain. I always have to take a second to say, wait, what the hell is this called? RCK9, Ramon Chaves. I don't know what the K9 is. I believe this comes from an old fixed blade he did, and I think there's been a previous version of this knife. But the latest version is this titanium frame lock version, like he does on all of his other knives that he produces. Let's do a weight on this. It is not a light knife, so if your thing is super lightweight carry, this might be a little too. Why are we off balance here? There we go. Might be a little too heavy for you. 5 ounces, So for me, not an issue at all. I like the extra weight, but it is a smaller knife, so 5 ounces. According to how big it is, might throw a few people off. For me, it's just fine. Next thing I want to talk about, before we go over materials, which is all very basic, I wanted to remind people that these new production Chaves knives all come with an extra pocket clip that is buried too deep in here for me to get out. And I did not prepare for this video to get this damn thing out of here. Good God. Here we go. Sorry about that. Pardon my French. Sorry for cussing. Here is the other clip. Man, that is little. Look at that. Look how small that is. But they come with alternative clips. If you want just like a normal, cutesy, kind of regular clip, they all come with an alternative clip now. And then the latest versions also all come with hidden screws on the pocket clip, which, you may or may not appreciate. So for a while there, they used to have 2 screws on the outside here, made it easier for switching the pocket clip, but then it made it kind of, look a little goofy. A lot of people thought it looked like goggles on the top of the skull head. So he went back to the hidden screws, which I like, but it doesn't mean you have to disassemble the knife to swap that out. But luckily, this is easy to disassemble. If you look at my video, now I ran into problems because it was absolutely drenched in Loctite, especially this screw. Like half a bottle of Loctite, it had seeped onto the backspacer. So I spent a lot of time cleaning gunk out. But essentially, this is held together with just this screw right here and your pivot. And then it's got pins that kind of align everything. You've got a stop pin in here, and then you've got a pin going through the backspacer. Really easy to take this thing apart. It's got bearings in here. This one actually has skiffs installed. And for those that watched my takedown unboxing video, it is now perfectly centered, clean as a whistle. I took it apart again after that video and did another thorough cleaning. I had to scrape off a bunch more Loctite that was built up in there. And that's why it was uncentered. Things just weren't completely fitting together because it was so full of gunk. And of course, I think I mentioned in that video, but I was kind of complaining about skiffs, not getting it. But now that I've got it all cleaned up and put together correctly and have all the gunk cleaned out of the pivot so everything is sitting appropriately, this is so buttery smooth. I think I get the skiff thing now because it is smoother than the stock bearings by a little bit, by a little tiny bit. All right, back to the knife review. M390 on the steel, flat ground, nice and high. This is a drop point blade. Almost looks like a straight back, but it does technically come down a little bit. Absolutely gorgeous blade, very functional. You got this consistent bevel, or not bevel, belly coming up the top here. It's also consistently thick behind the edge. It is not a Slicer Supreme. You can see how thick that stock is. So it is on the more robust kind of heavy duty type knife thing. But man, this cuts like really good for how thick this blade stock is. This thing cuts really good. Nice thick tip, but not anything ridiculous. It's got your usual thumb studs that are easy to remove. Bearings, like I mentioned before, titanium on the scales, frame lock, lock bar insert, all the normal stuff. Look at the ergonomics on this. Well, I guess you can't really feel them, so you just have to look at them. I can get a full hand grip on this knife, and it feels absolutely amazing and so secure. You've got this little choil up at the top there, so it's not going to slip off on you, but then it also kind of radiuses out on the bottom. So it somewhat feels like, it's got two choils on each end, but it's not cramping your hand in. Now, if you've got bigger, thicker sausage fingers, this might be a little on the small side for you. But for me, it feels fantastic. You've got this nice little sharpening choil. One of the things that most people have complained about with the Scapegoat is the giant choil. I think it's cool. I think it looks cool. But if that bugs you, check this one out, because you've got more cutting edge in a smaller package. You've got it right here. I can't believe how much I like this thing. The action's on point. Some of this stuff I'm glossing over because this is made by Reate, and Reate knows how to make knives, and they know how to make them consistently. And so there's not a huge discrepancy between one Reate-made knife or another in terms of action, fitment, fit and finish, things like that. I'm not saying they're perfect. Any manufacturing company will have issues, but I'm just saying that they know how to dial that stuff in. So no surprises on any of that. Detent, there's no play or anything. It's all nice and tight and good to go. The main, I guess the thing that I like the most about this knife is the simple, elegant, useful shapes. I like how it's actually on the thicker side. So even though it's smaller-ish, it really fills up the hand super nicely. And just the way that blade works with the handle shape, it's just a beautiful, beautiful design. Not too big, not too small. It kind of hits on all the points. Now, I avoided this because I thought it was too small. That's stupid on my part. It is absolutely not too small. So if you're thinking about picking up a Chaves, checking one out, but you're not quite sure what model to jump into, I would recommend checking this one out. I think you're really going to like it. Comes in a few different exclusives that you can pick up. You know, your standard version is just going to be the plain titanium, like most of them are. But you've got this exclusive. They also did the blue spice version. I really wish I had snagged one of those. It's got a bronze and blue crosshatch pattern on it. Those dropped relatively recently, like maybe a month or two ago. I haven't seen any of those pop up for sale in the secondary, so people are holding on to them because they're really, really cool. But man, don't sleep on this model. I think it's going to surprise you. I don't know. Maybe I'm overblowing it, but something about its simple, useful shapes just really speaks to me. I like it a lot. All right, guys, comment down below. What do you think of this model? Do you think it's cool? Do you think it's as cool as I think it is? I think it's way cool. So glad I picked it up. So glad I did content on it. I literally almost was like, nah, I'm just going to skip doing videos on this. No one's going to want to watch it. I mean, at the point of making this video, I still don't know if anybody wants to watch it, but I ended up being enamored by this little guy and very surprised. So comment down below. What do you think of this knife? Let me know how your day's going. Say hi, all that stuff. I will catch you guys on the next video. I'm out.